Good evening, fiends. Welcome to another episode of Sinister Parlor Podcast. I'm Zombie Barbie, and tonight I have a very special guest that I have been so excited to get on here, actor Shane Terry.
Hello.
Hey! I'm nervous. It's so
You
funny.
should be. I'm the one that's nervous. This is like my third podcast interview ever. So, you're the professional.
I'm lucky number 3. So yeah, it's like my cheeks are all flushed. I'm like, oh my God, I'm like so nervous.
No problem. Don't worry about it.
You either. It'll be fun.
Well, thank you very much.
So I had already seen Bloody Ballet, but I had to watch it again because what I noticed is when I watched it a second time, I picked up on more things that I didn't catch the first time.
Yeah, that's one of the great things about this film is it makes you want to rewatch it so that you can catch the little things that you didn't notice.
Yeah, it was so good. So I watched that one, and then I also watched Bombshell Bloodbath.
Yes, that's I love Bombshell Bloodbath. That will always hold a special place in my heart for being my first monster on screen. Well, at least of that caliber, anyways. At least with full prosthetic.
Okay.
Donald Gray the zombie was very fun to play.
That was cool. And so, a lot of people might not know, but those were both directed by Brett Mullen, right?
Yes, both of them were directed by Brett.
That's so cool. So let's go ahead and start with Bombshell Bloodbath. So
right.
I do have a question for you. So in that one, you played Donald Gray, the zombie.
Yes.
Did you also play another character?
Yes, I did. I played the role of Officer Stevens.
Okay.
The kind of lighthearted comic relief, dumb bumpkin kind of cop.
I know. I felt bad for you. I was like, oh, that's him. And then I'm not going to give away the scene, but I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah. And that final scene, I'll spoil it a little bit. Officer Stevens doesn't do very, very well in the film. And when he gets shot, like that whole, like me throwing my hands up, looking at the gun and everything, like I figured that out real quick. I was like, Brett, this is what I'm going to do. And like we got it in one take and, it played out beautifully.
Oh, cool. Okay. So you came up with that, how you wanted to react and stuff.
Yeah. Like I knew it was going to be in slow motion. I was like, look, I'm going to throw my hands up. I'm going to look at the gun, look back, lose the gun, and then, take the shot. So yeah, that was all one take. It played out awesome.
Damn, good job. Yeah, that was super cool. I felt bad for you. I was like, oh man, he's like clearly surrendering. Just let him go.
Like, oh crap, I don't want to be a threat. Let's lose the gun. But it didn't work. Poor Steven.
Poor him. So when I was looking at IMDb though, is it credited that you're the cop?
I think I've put it up there, but it hasn't actually gone through with IMDb. I've even talked with Brett about it. So yeah, I need to work on that. But between the two, I'm fine if it just says Donald Gray, because he was the bigger and the more fun of the two characters to play. But yeah, I do want to get that ironed out on IMDb to where it says both roles.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just confusion in the way that you have to submit it and edit when you put it in, and you've got to word it right or just put it in the right category or something like that. So now that you've mentioned it, put it in the back of my brain to go check it out and see what I can't do to iron it out.
Yeah, definitely. So that was shot, let's see, so Bombshell Blood, it says it was 2014, right?
Yes. Well, I think it came out in 2014. I think we started shooting it about 2012.
Wow.
2012, 13, I believe.
Dang, okay. And was that the first film that you worked on with him, or did you work prior to that?
That was the first film I worked directly with Brett on. I think he had, and like I've known Brett for so many years, it's kind of hard to keep track of the order of things, but I know I auditioned for a project that he was associated with once. I didn't get a role in that film, but we've just kind of paths have crossed here and there, and eventually when he came down to do Bombshell Bloodbath, which was his first feature, Because we
Oh,
already had a working relationship. He definitely wanted me associated along with that. So
nice.
yeah, but yeah,
Okay.
it's been a wild ride, and it's been a great working relationship and friendship ever since.
Oh, good. Yeah, because you're kind of like a staple now in his movies.
Yeah, yeah, and I love it. And the thing with me, like even as an actor, a good friend of mine, Bill Mulligan, said from the beginning, like I'm a tall, slender, bald guy. You can put me in a wig, you can do various makeups, this, that, and the other. I'm very versatile as an actor, and
Mm-hmm.
especially you saw me as Donald Gray with the prosthetic.
Yeah.
Um, it kind of works out to my advantage. So Brett one time jokingly said he was like, "I want you to be the monster in every film I do."
Oh shit,
So
that's cool.
so yeah, I do have. I've got Donald Gray under my belt, and I've got the killer in Bloody Ballet, and
Mhm.
we are doing a new film, Killer Babes in the Frightening Film Fiasco, which I'm not the monster in that. So
Oh,
you know,
okay.
I don't have the record, but I do have a role in it. I do have a fun role in the film. So
Woo, that's so exciting. I know. So when we had talked to Brett Mullen before, he was talking about Killer Babes, and that's got like a really good cast in it too. So that should be fun.
yeah, it's got a all-star horror female lineup. Linnea Quigley, Debbie Rochon, that was in Bloody Ballet. She's coming back. Tiffany
Okay.
Shepis, Lisa Wilcox from Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and 5 is in it. Jenna Cannell from Terrifier.
Hmm.
Uh, Trista Robinson from gracious, I can't think. Purgatory Road, I think, was her film.
Okay.
Um, just all-star stellar female cast. I'm really looking forward to it. We shot a few scenes about 2 months ago, and got those done. I think Brett said we shot about 30 pages, and we've got about 50 more to go. And I believe dates have changed a little bit, but I think we're resuming filming in May.
Oh, cool. Okay. So soon.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah. Ooh.
and that's when all the icons are going to get together. Linnea Quigley and everybody are gonna be on set. It's going to be a wild ride. I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh
Um,
man.
I have to look through my script and see who I'm lucky enough to have scenes with here and there. But yeah, it's going to be an awesome film. I really think the fans are going to dig this film.
Awesome. Oh hell. Well, the poster for it is badass looking. It kind of has like
Yes,
that 80s retro feel.
yeah, yeah. Brent loves kind of a little bit of the '80s feel. His films, he likes to set it so that you don't really know what time period it's set in. It could be the '80s, it could be the '70s, it could be today. You never know.
Hmm.
Um, but the poster for that was done by an artist called Matthew Therian, or excuse me, named Matthew Therian. He's done some very excellent artwork for us. Um, but yeah, you should check out more of his work.
Oh
He did
yeah.
that. He did that one, and he also did another cover for us, or another poster for us, for Bloody Ballet. If you see the one, it's like a hand drawn with just the white mask, with
Oh,
the
I
hand
haven't
holding
seen
the
that.
knife. That was another one that he did for us.
Okay. Was that when it was called Phantasma? Was that what that poster was?
No, that was after. So Phantasma, this image and the other image for Bombshell Bloodbath, those were both done by Graham Humphreys.
Okay.
Graham Humphreys he's famous for doing like the Evil Dead, the original Evil Dead. He
Oh.
did Nightmare on Elm Street, the original Nightmare on Elm Street, the animated with Nancy's laying in the bed and it's
Hmm.
got the glove. That was Graham Humphreys. So
Oh.
he did these two posters, which was originally when it was called Phantasma. But then after it changed to Bloody Ballet, Brett had met Matthew Therian at a convention, and he got him to do. I'd have to turn the camera, but Bloody Ballet. It's an image of me in the white mask, and
Mhm.
hand holding a knife with the ballerina. If you've seen it, or if you ever see that image, that was Matthew Therian as well, and
Okay.
he also did the poster that you've seen for Killer Babes and the Frightening Film Fiasco. So he's
Nice. I'll have to look that one up because I think the one that's on Amazon is I don't think it has the mask in it. I think it's just her, right? In like a ballet, like a ballerina costume.
Yeah, yeah. If you look at the like the DVD cover, it's kind of the girl in silhouette from the side
Yes.
is ballerina. That that artist was associated with the distribution company. We don't even know who that was. Um,
Um,
like the distribution company, like if you look at their titles that they put out, it looks like they have an artist that does kind of the same thing for everything that they release. So that was like, yeah, we don't know who did the cover of the DVD, but Matthew did this poster, and Graham Humphreys did the original Fantasma poster.
cool. Okay. So what's on like I guess it'd be My Rights. That
Over
one.
this way,
Yeah.
that's Belladonna. Belladonna is a short film that Brett did a couple of years ago. I didn't act in that one, but I worked as a grip on the film. Um, Brett was he was just kind of bored one weekend, and he hit up our buddy Bill Mulligan. He was like, "I want to shoot something. I'm bored. Let's do a short film. Do you got any scripts?" And Bill is an amazing writer. And so, he fired off a couple of scripts, and Brett's like, "Yeah, let's do this one." And so, like, we all got together one weekend and put together. I, without spoiling too much, the easiest way to say it's like a modern day Medusa film.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so and it was because of Belladonna. So Brett had submitted that to a bunch of film festivals, around the world or whatever. Well, it got picked up by one in Italy called the Optic Theater Film Festival, and they contacted Brett. They're like, "Hey, we'd like to buy one of your films," and he's like, "Well, Fantasma's already sold, unless you're talking Bombshell, Bloodbath," and they're like, "Yeah, that's the one we're talking about." So he ended up talking to this Italian company. It was a brand new startup horror distributor called Tetro Video, and they bought Bombshell Bloodbath and released it as Dead Inferno in Italy.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so in the Italy and UK, it's known as Dead Inferno, and it came out last year originally, and it was the first title on their brand new distribution company. It was number one, and it ended up selling out.
Damn.
Uh, well, after about three or four titles, they decided to switch formats and did what they called a book box, which is a bigger, larger, like art kind of print.
Mm-hmm.
Well, about almost 20 films in, they decided, hey, here it is a year later, let's take those original first three or four titles and release them in a book box. So right now, Tetro Video has released it's a limited edition limited edition book box, but it's limited to only 100 copies.
Damn.
And once it's a collector's edition, once it's sold out.
Mm-hmm. Like you'll never get it again.
Yeah, yeah, it's an excellent collector's edition. So I can say personally, I've bought at least 10 copies.
I was gonna ask
So
you, do you have it?
yeah, yeah, I've got an order of 6 on the way right now, and then I had to save up a few bucks and order some more. But I placed that order and waiting on them to come in. So I bought at least 10. So if you or any of your fans want some, you better hurry up and go get them before they're gone forever.
Before you buy them all.
Yeah, yeah, I'm buying as many as possible, but I'm also buying them up. Brett and I are going to the New Jersey Horror Convention at the end of March,
Oh, okay.
so I'm taking them to sell as merchandise, and
Cool.
that way put it right in the fans' hands and be like, hey, here's your chance to have this limited edition copy, and guess what? I'm going to autograph it for you, because you
Oh
can't
yeah.
get that. You can't get that if you buy it from Tetro.
Nope.
So and both me and Brett will be standing there, and both of us can autograph the DVD for you.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm buying as many as I can, and I'm definitely going to hold on to a couple for a few years to, hopefully
Oh yeah.
jack that price up and get them a little more rare.
Exactly. Yep. Hell yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So Bombshell Bloodbath came first. And then,
Yes.
well, actually, I wanted to ask you on there. So we were talking earlier how you really like practical effects, which I do too. I love practical effects. So how was it getting all of that applied on you, and like how long did it take? And
Honestly, for me, it was a dream come true because like I said, when I was growing up, like makeup and practical effects, things like that fascinated me. Like when I would see like what it took to make Frankenstein's monster or this and that and the other. And just imagine what it's like for all those actors being under an appliance.
Mm-hmm.
And then, once I went to get live cast and have my appliance built, I mean, like I said, I was just like,
Oh my
this
God.
was a crowning moment in my career. Like I've waited my entire life for this.
Mm-hmm.
So it was fascinating to me. Joe Harp Effects, our effects team, is by far superb. They are incredible. Love working with Joe Harp and Matt Patterson. Like they do all of our films, and basically most of the people, local indie filmmakers in North Carolina, work with Joe Harp.
Oh.
To Jaysen Buterin used Joe Harp on Kill Giggles. We used him for Bombshell, Bloodbath. Um, but yeah, love working with the guy. And it depended on what we were doing. For my first scene as Donald, where I come up and you can see my face and my
Mm-hmm.
hands and everything, the entire paint job application and paint job took about an hour and a half for that.
Wow.
But on some of the other scenes where it was just a close up of my face, it took about an
Okay.
hour. But we were lucky enough the last day of shooting with me as Donald. It was the scene where I'm being dug up in the grave.
Mm-hmm.
We were just about to start my makeup, and me and the makeup team were talking about, man, it would be great if we could get this on film. And then a minute later, Brett comes walking in the door and sits down. He's like, "I'm bored." I'm like, "Oh, you're bored?" I'm like, well, I'll tell you what, I got something for you. How's this? You want to film this? And he goes, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Well, stop, or time lapse would be better, but just film it." And he's like, "I got everything for time lapse. Hold on." And he runs off and sets it up. So like you can look on, I think it's on YouTube. If not, I think it's on Vimeo. But it's
Okay.
the whole time lapse application process of me being turned into Donald.
Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna have to check that out because I like watching that too, where you get to see like how all the steps it takes to do it.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, we filmed that time lapse. I think that was a little over an hour, maybe an hour and a half for that application, and I think it shot a frame every 3 seconds. And after the hour and a half, I think they said it was almost 1,100 photographs.
Damn.
Yeah,
So is
Brett
that
said.
how you do time lapse? You just take
Yeah,
photos?
Brett just set up the camera on a tripod, and just set the timer to release the shutter once every 3 seconds.
Oh, okay. I never knew that.
And yeah, and then when you compile it together, that's why it speeds so fast, because you're compressing an hour and a half down into, like, say an hour. Like let's say if an hour's worth of shooting took 1,000 frames.
Hmm.
Well, if you cut that up into thirds, you're only going to get what, 333 frames by the time you're done with it, and then that's what you're viewing. So
Oh, okay. See, I always thought that like time lapse was they turn it on and they're filming the entire thing and then they just speed it up. I didn't know it was
no,
actually
no.
photos.
Yeah, well, I think you might could do it your way, but I'd like, yeah, the easiest way is just one frame every so often. You just set a timer on how long you want the the frame rate to be.
Shit. Okay. That's badass. That's cool. I never see you learn something new.
Yeah, yeah,
Now I know how to do time lapse.
yeah. There you go. So you go home.
um so I noticed too with in so it almost seems like you all stick together and you all work in the same films. Like once you're working together, you stick together. Because what's his name? Rob Springer. He was in
Yeah, Rob.
Bombshell, and he was in Bloody Ballet. Is he in
Yep.
Killer Babes?
Um, Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I can't remember. Most of the main cast is, it's a couple of young kids. It basically like some teenagers, and Jenna Cannell plays like one of their teachers, and then it's a crazy script. Linnea Quigley and Debbie Rochon and them are witches, and
Mm.
so. But no, as far as I can remember, I don't think Rob's in this one, but I could be wrong. Like I said, I've barely paid attention to the script myself. I care.
Yeah.
Uh, Shame on me.
Yeah, what the hell are you doing?
I'm doing character design and character development. That's my favorite thing about, you know, doing, like, especially the indie stuff, but, you know, for doing these roles,
Mhm.
you know, for the role of Kinky Dinky for Jaysen Buterin and Kill Giggles.
Mhm.
I knew that Joe Harp and Joe Harp Effects could put together an incredible clown, but I was like, oh no, wait, I got, you know, you've given me a very interesting character. I want to develop it myself. So, you know, I had custom clown shoes made. I had custom
Oh,
suspenders made. Like the wig and the makeup. Like I designed the makeup. Joe Harp applied it, but I designed the makeup. Like I designed everything except for his pants in that movie. Same thing with the character I'm doing now for Killer Babes. Um, you know, like he's kind of like a punk rocker, kind of like in Return of the Living Dead.
cool.
So you
Okay.
remember Linnea Quigley and her group of friends is like a
Yeah.
punker, kind of like that. So
Mhm.
like I'm doing my own, like, you know, battle jacket of stuff that I've literally been collecting for, you know, 25 years. You know, I'm a metalhead punk rocker as it is. So
That's
like
awesome. Hell yeah.
this is not much of a stretch. Um, but yeah, so I've been doing some wardrobe development, and I just talked to an artist that makes some really cool, awesome, like rock clothes and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
I got a custom pair of pants coming in the mail.
Dang. That's cool you're allowed to do that, that you can develop it how you want it or how you feel would let you portray that character better.
Yeah, and that's the thing I love about doing the indie stuff, and you know, with my indie family here in North Carolina, you know, like you said, like we're such a it's indie filmmaking is such a tight knit little group. Like, you know, we
Mhm.
all work with each other, and you know, like we just a spinning little cyclone, and we just like okay, I'm over here today, and I'm over here today, and you know,
Mhm.
like we're all helping out on each other's projects. But yeah, it's fun to be able to create so many wonderful projects with so many different people.
Mhm.
Uh, but yeah, I'm sorry, I got off on a tangent and forgot where.
No, you're totally allowed to. This
Yeah, yeah,
we can go that far over if we need to. What I
yeah.
thought
No,
was cool. What?
I said yeah, no worries, no worries.
Yeah, nope. If you got a tangent, go for it. I love it.
Yeah,
What I thought was cool, because I was telling you earlier too, is I didn't know Jaysen Buterin was in Bombshell Bloodbath. So it was
yeah.
cool to see. I was like, oh, holy shit, that's him. And then you're in Kill Giggles. And then, like I was telling you earlier too, is our friend Jared Kearney did his photography. And I was like, whoa, it's serious. It's really a small world.
Yeah, yeah, I'm familiar with Jared. I know the name just from, you know, associated with friends and whatnot. I haven't met him personally, but I know who you're talking about.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, no, I think what we were saying before is, you know, about me being allowed to do like the wardrobe, and you know, that's the good thing
Hmm.
about indie is, like, you know, you can have a little bit more control. Like I'm sure it would be a lot different if I was in a studio. You know, they've got
Hmm.
people, you know, associated with like, no, you're gonna wear this, and you know, I'm totally fine with that. You know, if
Hmm.
Brett or Jason has something to say, you know, you have to wear this or you have to look like this, I'm fine with it. But I
Hmm.
like having to be able to have a little bit of creative control as well.
Yeah.
You know, I've approached Brett with ideas and be like, I want to do this. And he's like, well, not quite.
Mhm.
You know, originally for the role that I'm doing, I wanted to be clean shaven. And Brett's like, no, I like the beard. And I was like, well, I want to dye it because I want to look younger. He's like, no, I like the gray. And I'm like, well, okay. So, you know, so yeah, I'm growing out the beard for the movie. Like I can't shave the beard until like the middle of May until we're done shooting.
Oh,
So
dang.
whatever length I get between now and May when we shoot is what my beard's gonna look like in the film.
Wow. Okay. That's
So
super
yeah,
cool.
I,
Oh,
I
fun.
started I started growing the beard like December 1st basically. So
Hmm.
like I said, I'll have like 5 months to whatever appears will that's what my character's gonna look like in the film.
So well then how you said that you guys already shot some scenes?
Yeah.
Are you gonna look, well, obviously you're gonna look different in those scenes than you do in May.
Well, the scenes that we shot previously, like I wasn't in any of those scenes per se.
Mhm.
Like I showed up just to help out on set, just because I love working with Brett and Matt Moore and the whole gang. And matter of fact, Jaysen Buterin and his son came out, and they were background extras in the scene. It was a kid's birthday party at a roller rink.
Oh, okay. A
No,
roller rink.
well, it was a kid's birthday party at a roller rink on Halloween. So everybody's in costume. So I remember Jaysen Buterin came out with his son Jack.
Mhm.
They were there. And matter of fact, like Brett put me in as a background extra, roller skating in the background too. Like I literally like I showed up just to help out on set to do grip work because like that's also another side job of mine is working as a grip.
Oh.
And so I showed up to be a grip, and I literally walked in the door. I saw Brett, and he was like, "Hey, buddy, how you doing? Can you skate? Go get you a suit." And I'm like, "What? Okay."
Sure.
So yeah, so I went and I put on this red like a red coat, yeah, like
Mhm.
like from the Revolutionary War. I had like the red coat outfit on, so, like I'll be see me skating out there, and then like later on they're like, all right, everybody change costumes or whatever. So I went and I put on the blue version of the same uniform.
So you guys just got to pick whatever you wanted. There's just like a bunch of
Yeah.
costumes.
Well, I mean, this Joe Harp was there. They were doing makeup and wardrobe, and so Joe he's got a huge collection of costumes. So yeah, like he had all that stuff, and like I said, I just went over and I picked up the one because I thought it would fit, and I was just like, well, red coat, you'll definitely see that on camera.
Yeah.
It'll out. And then like when they're like, all right, everybody change, I'm like, well, of course I got to wear the blue one now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but so that was some scenes that they shot with Jenna Cannell from Terrifier and Trista Robinson with their characters and the younger boys. Like I said, the main characters are like preteen boy getting bullied by some kids at school. Jenna Cannell plays the teacher.
Mhm.
So like that was a bunch of the scenes that we were shooting and. When we resume in May, it's going to be all the fun stuff. Like I said, all the major together and witches and all sorts of craziness going on.
God,
Um,
awesome.
yeah, I'm literally like I'm only scheduled for filming for like 4 days, and I think they're shooting for 2 weeks. And I'm gonna see what I can't do to like take the time off of work and just like be there on set helping out, doing what I can every day for 2 weeks just to be around that talent and
Oh yeah.
just help out when I can and then be a part of the craziness.
Yeah. They might even pull you in for another scene, you know?
I don't know.
Go get a costume on.
Well, I do know that in those 4 days is my death scene, so I'm looking forward to that.
Ooh, that'll
So
be
yeah,
fun.
spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Preston dies,
You're gonna die.
but it'll be a really good death. I promise you that.
Ooh,
It'll be a very surprising death. It'll
really
be a surprising death.
awesome. Do you know when it's supposed to be completed for everybody to see? Not
Um,
yet.
I think Brett was originally shooting for Halloween of this year.
Shit, yeah.
For
Perfect.
So, like I said, we've got about 2 weeks of shooting at the beginning of May, and then it should be wrapped by that point, and then it's all post production from there. Which I know Brett, what we've already shot a couple of months ago, I guarantee you, he's already got that probably edited together and color graded by now. So,
Cool.
would assume that that's pretty near finishing, and then once we get this other stuff in the can, he will, I'm sure, get right to editing it and
Hmm.
you know put you know film A with film B, put them together and send it off. So hopefully, yeah, I'm fingers crossed that we can have it out by Halloween.
That would be super cool. Do you know, is it going to be in theaters or is it going to be like video on demand?
I can't say for certain. I personally don't know. I think Brett has hoped for at least a limited theatrical release.
That'd be cool.
That would just depend on the distributor, and that's all on their end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he would like I mean, wouldn't we all like a limited theatrical release?
Oh, hell yeah.
Um, Otherwise, I think it would be video on demand and hopefully, some of the streaming platforms. I don't know who. I think there has been a couple of companies that have approached Brett about distribution. I don't know who they are, but I don't even know if he's decided on one. But it's nice to know that we've had some interest.
Oh yeah, people want it. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you get the names of Linnea Quigley and Lisa Wilcox amongst others associated, it tends to stir up the attention. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, people are
And
like
that's
waiting for it.
yeah, and that's the thing about Brett. Like, I mean, when he sets his mind to something, he knocks it out of the park. Like,
Hmm.
you know, I want to get A, B, and C for my film. Like, he gets some good talent. Like, if you look at the locations, like even for Bloody Ballet, like
Yeah.
Brett, like he will find the most beautiful, gorgeous locations in the world, and he makes them look even more stunning when he lights them and shoots them.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, like
Yeah. That's
that's one of the things I love about working with the guy. Like he just everything everything he puts together, it's just it shines bright. It's golden when he's finished.
yeah, it's beautiful. That was one of the main things that stood out on Bloody Ballet. That theater is freaking beautiful. I mean, I
Yes,
just to even be inside there would be amazing.
yes. That's the Bird Theater in Richmond, on Carey Street in Richmond. If you ever get the chance to go up there, definitely go check it out.
Okay.
We were very, very lucky to land that place. But again, like I said, that's Brett for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get
and
what he wants.
yeah. Well, I mean, he made some good connections with people in the Virginia Film Commission, and I think what they did is they gave him a list of like, hey, here's a bunch of businesses, etc., around town that are cool with filming, and I think that's how he found that place, as well as the Pump House. I don't know. You'll have to ask
The
him more
what
about
house? The
the
pump house?
the Pump House, the place, the finale scene at
Okay.
the end of the movie. It was an old pump house where they would, I guess, pump the water from the James River in Virginia and pump it into the city of Richmond. Um,
Okay.
but it hadn't been used in however many years, but it's this cool location. And the funny thing is I've got family in Richmond, and I can't tell you how many years I've driven down the road right past that thing, and always thought it was a cool looking building, but never would have thought that years later I'd be filming inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of the things that Brett, he got that. He got the original Henrico County prison. Um, that
That's what I
was
was going to ask you if
yeah,
that was a prison.
yeah, that was another thing that he got from the Virginia Film Commission. And
Oh.
like I said, like he'll go through a list of what what they offer him, and he picks some really good ones.
Yeah, those were perfect because each location, I guess, in that film, I was like, that would be so incredible to film there. The prison, obviously the prison,
Yeah,
that was super cool.
it was a
Um,
lot of
there was a house too, right? Was it kind of like a older looking house and
Yeah, that was it's like a historic home in Asheboro, North Carolina. It was the setting for Debbie Rochon's her psychiatric practice.
Mhm.
Um, that and her home, later when you see her upstairs in bed. And then my lair, as we called it, with me downstairs when I was putting on the makeup or,
Mhm.
the girls, that lair that was downstairs in their basement. But that house, I think Brett had originally found that he was, if I remember correctly, I think he shot a wedding there or whatever,
Oh.
and talked to him and was like, "Hey, I love your house. Can I do this?" And they're like, "Yeah, you're not the first person who's ever asked that." So he established a relationship with them, and we shot those scenes at their house. But yeah, that was in Asheboro, North Carolina.
Okay,
But
so
I
somebody
think,
actually lives there.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a
Oh.
a woman and her husband. I think they might be lawyers or something like that, but they own the house, and people will pay to have weddings there, or do photo shoots or whatever. So
Dang. Well, it's beautiful. Definitely beautiful.
yeah, yeah. I can't wait to see the rest of what Brett gets for us for the next couple of scenes in Killer Babes.
Yeah. Oh man. Do you think you guys will show like behind the scenes and stuff, or like will you be able to show your character, or is he going to keep it secret for until it's released?
What for Killer Babes?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's nothing. I don't think there's nothing special about my character. Like I said, I'm just like kind of a punk rocker. So like once I get the wardrobe put together or whatever, I mean, it's free for the public to see. Like I think the only makeup and wardrobe that we're gonna like kind of try to hide is like the special reveals and
Mhm.
things like I said, I know kind of what's going on, but I don't know what Joe Harp Effects has in store. I know what they're
Mhm.
capable of, so I'm excited for whatever they're going to put together.
Oh man, that'll be so fun. So it's like so hard not to spoil stuff. So I mean, I won't. But with Bloody Ballet, man, some of those kills in that film, they like make you cringe. You're like, oh my gosh, and it's like I'll watch it too, like the way it's done and just like the stuff. It's like I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
say
it
what it
was
is,
fun.
but
Well, I mean, like I said earlier, the film's been out for a year. Like we can talk about it a little bit. I mean, I obviously kill people in the movie,
yeah,
but
yeah, you
like
do.
my favorite one was it was our first kill that we shot. It was actually the first scenes that we shot was when I killed Janice in the car,
That was
and
yeah.
when I cut her eyeball out, and they Joe Harp had made a head that looked like our actress Tatiana, and I'll never forget it when like I'm going for the eye and everything, and you just hear Brett and everybody off camera. They're like, "Go for it! Like, get it!"
It out.
I was kind of being a little bit gentle, and finally, I was just like, "All right," and you see like the eye pop out and roll out, and like
Oh yeah, it
everybody's
was so gross.
screaming. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Like I said, that was my favorite.
Hmm.
But we did have a bunch of awesome kills.
Yeah, there were. And then the one scene that you're talking about that we definitely cannot spoil though, um, the endish scene.
Yeah,
That
like
was
I said, what we call the reveal.
yeah.
Yeah, like that was a lot of fun. And like the greatest thing about that was like I wasn't even supposed to be there. Like Brett had come, he was like, "Okay, I need the mask and the dress. We're gonna shoot the finale." And I'm like, "Okay." And he never once asked me if I would do it or if I was available to do it. And so like we met up on a Friday and he picked it up and like I sent it off to Greensboro and
Hmm.
like, damn, I feel kind of upset that they didn't ask me to do it. So I was like,
Aw.
screw it. I got the day off. I was like, I'm gonna go watch anyways because like these guys love me and it's not like they're gonna say no, right?
Yeah.
So I go and I walk in the door and they're like, "Yay, Shane's here. We could use your help. You want to do the reveal?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Hell yeah, dude!" Like so yeah, it was actually gonna be actually I think Joe Harp was gonna do it himself, but he needed to work on the blood effect and this and that and the other, and so like I was just a spare set of hands, and it just worked out great. But I was just like at the end of it, I was like, hell yeah, I got to do
I
it.
got to do
Like
it.
yeah.
So was it all the main part, I guess, was that you in costume, or were you just kind of helping with other stuff?
No, no, no. Like no, I was I was the killer. Yeah, that was me in the dress and the mask.
Cool.
And the thing is like because I also work as a grip and in the indie world, you kind of got to do a little bit of everything. But
Mhm.
I work as a grip because I like it. I enjoy it. I've been doing working as a stagehand doing concerts for the past 10 years. So
Oh.
doing grip work kind of correlates. So
Mhm.
you know like we would actually film scenes with me as the killer, and then I would strip off the mask and the dress, and then I would go grab a light, move it, go hike it up, gel it, this, that, and the other for the next scene. Sometimes I was in it, sometimes I wasn't, but
Mhm.
yeah, I would go hike up the light and you go put my outfit back on, do the scene, and like I wasn't required to do that. I wasn't requested to do that, but I did it just because I was like, I want to do that. That's what I love doing, and especially if it's
Mhm.
helping out my friends and
Yeah.
adding product.
Oh,
You
hell
know,
yeah.
like I said, I showed up Killer Babes just to help, those first few scenes that I wasn't a part of. I showed up just to do grip work and help my friends. And Brett's like, all right, go background extra,
And you're like,
Um,
oh
all
yeah.
right, yeah, cool. I'll do that. And then still, like, even was doing the background extra work and get done with that roller skate. I would help out Matt Moore. I'd grab this light, that light, whatever.
Hmm.
Um, like I said, anything I can do to help add to the production to me, like, making films is just a great way to hang out with all my really cool friends doing some really cool stuff that we all enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just so fun too, and it's fun. It's fun being in front of the camera, but it's also fun being behind the scenes and seeing how it's done, getting to, watch it get done, being part of it. It's just cool to watch and to help. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, well, like I was telling you earlier, when I go out and buy a DVD, like, I always buy the ones with the behind the scenes, with the bloopers, with the making of,
Hmm.
those features, because I really enjoy seeing what it takes to put together a film.
Yeah.
And not only do I like to watch that, when I'm watching a movie, but I like to do that when I'm making a movie.
Hmm.
Like I said, anything I can do, even on Bloody Ballet, when I wasn't doing anything, I've already moved all the lights. I'm not, we're not filming a scene. I'd be like, hey, Tony Collins, give me the BTS camera. So I'd grab the BTS camera and I go run around and, just shoot some behind the scenes or whatever. Like, I have no idea what happened to any of that footage, or, you know, Brett's got it all. So,
Hmm.
we'll see. Hopefully we'll be able to see all that BTS and, the making of and all that stuff soon.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Um, I like how Jason's been doing that, like just giving you little clips of behind the scenes and like little
Yeah.
interviews. And I think that's super, super cool.
Yeah, yeah. I'm really looking forward to the, not only Kill Giggles, but the other feature, or, well, I assume it's a feature, but the making of Kill Giggles, behind the circus tent,
Hmm.
or inside the circus tent, I think is what it's called. But yeah, I think he just did the world premiere of both of them this weekend at Mysticon.
Oh,
Or
okay.
I think, I don't know. I don't know if it was the world premiere. I think he might have been showing the first 20 minutes or something, but I don't
Hmm.
know. Something big happened at Mysticon this weekend in the world of Kill Giggles. So check
Cool.
Facebook and see. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm very excited for Kill Giggles to come out as well.
Oh God, yeah. I can't wait for that. So is it completed then?
Yeah, yeah, it's completed. I think Jason only recently got picture lock and has a complete 100% edit down on the film. So
Wow. Okay.
yeah, so I can't remember when. I think this weekend they might have been just releasing the first 20 minutes or something like that, like a little teaser. But
Hmm.
yeah, I think the theatrical release is slated for later on this year.
Cool.
Um,
Oh man, I can't wait.
I'm really looking forward to it because, I mean, not only like did I play a really cool character for the film, but also I was the poster clown for Kill Giggles. Since the start, like, the image of the clown putting on the hat, like, that's
Yeah.
me. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, so, like, the poster, we shot a promo video of that. We shot like two or three promo videos with me as the clown, with me as the bear, or whatever. So, like, I've been associated with Kill Giggles since day one. Matter of fact, like, once we started doing it and had all these promo videos and photos or whatever, and I was posting them on Facebook to help promote the film. Well, my friends actually thought that since I was the poster clown that I was Giggles. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, no, like, no, I'm just a clown. There is like somebody called Giggles. I was like, but that's that was reserved for Vernon Wells. I was like, he gets that honor.
Dang.
But yeah, it was
Oh
just
man.
funny how people thought I was Giggles. I was like, no, no, no. But it was just because I'd been associated with the film and you know
Hmm.
did all the promo videos and did I was the poster clown, as it were.
The poster clown. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So that's a full length feature, right?
Yes, is Jason's first feature length film.
Dang.
Jason's done several spectacular short films,
Hmm.
but this is his first feature film. And he thought, I guess what better way than to tackle your fears and, go for the biggest of your life. And in his case, it's clowns.
Yeah. Isn't that funny?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of see it like,
Mhm.
what's the best way to approach your, okay, I got to fear clowns. Like, I want to see them all dead. Well, let's just make a movie where you kill them all from start to finish.
Yep.
I can't believe nobody's thought of it first, but like just in that alone, Jason's gonna knock it out of the park.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because it's a completely different take on it. In
Yeah,
every other film, they're evil clowns and everybody gets killed by them. This is a whole
yeah,
different approach. So it's going to be awesome.
yeah. Like I said, Jason, he's got an original view on the trope, and because
Mhm.
everybody does do the serial killer clowns. Well, no,
Mhm.
nobody's ever sought to kill clowns.
Nope.
Everybody wants to kill the clown, but it doesn't work out that way. Well,
Yeah.
what? Here's your chance, kids.
That's so
You hate
funny.
clowns, watch them the clown slaughter and Kill Giggles.
Hmm. It's funny too, because like talking to him, you wouldn't think that that was his fear.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Talking to Jason, or at least looking at him, you wouldn't think he'd be afraid of anything. You think that man
No.
proof, you
Yep.
know. He he does not like clowns. Uh, but hey, I can't say I blame him. Like he said, like it was the scene, the clown scene in Poltergeist that got him,
Oh,
and
hell yeah.
that was creepy. That was creepy as hell too. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
So
No, that scared me when I was little. I mean, it's still creepy as hell, but when I was little, it
yeah,
really scared the shit out of me.
yeah. I mean, it scared me too. I mean, Jason, I think he's about the same age as me, a few months older or whatever, and but it affected him a lot worse than me. Like I said, it's still scary, but it didn't scare me so much to where I hate clowns.
Yeah.
But to each his own. Nobody's the same. Everybody's different.
Mhm.
Me personally, I like clowns.
Oh,
um,
really?
yeah. So like I said, I had a blast putting together the Kinky Dinky character. I just like I got this image like so my character he's a stripper clown.
A
So I was like
stripper? Like a stripper?
a male stripper clown. So
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Unfortunately, we didn't get to go as far with the character as I had planned. Um, we just ran out of time. But I am going to work on that. I want to do a series of. I want to put together a calendar.
That would be
You know,
awesome.
kinky. So I'm gonna work on that. I got to wait till I can shave the beard off in May before I can get to work on that merchandise.
Oh my
Um,
god. That's
but
awesome.
yeah, so like yeah, like never in my life, especially as an indie actor, like never did I think like I'm gonna go join a gym and get in shape for a role, you
Hmm.
know. But like Jason's like, I want you to do this. I'm like, well, shit, this is gonna be an excellent film. A whole lot of people are gonna be watching it. I don't want to look like crap, so I
Hmm.
went and joined him for 4 months and got in best shape that I could for it.
Hmm.
But that, I had custom clown shoes made. I had custom suspenders made. Like I said, I bought like, the wig, the makeup, everything. Like I did everything I could to invest into that character, and it was a lot of fun. Um,
Hmm.
wish like everybody could have seen like everything I had planned. But like I said, we just kind of ran out of time. But
Yeah.
one of these days I'll have that calendar made so everybody will get to see like, kinky dinky A to Z. Um,
That's so cool.
but and again for this role in Killer Babes, again, I was like, well, I want my character to look, muscular, so
Hmm.
went right back to the gym. Unfortunately, like when I did after we shot that scene in Kinky Dinky, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna take 2 weeks off of working out, and then I'm gonna get right back to the gym. And then it was 6 months before I got back to the gym.
Yeah.
but I had to force myself. I'm back on the diet. I'm back on the exercise routine. I'm back getting in shape for Killer Babes. And like I said about the beard, whatever shape I can get in between now and May, that's
Hmm.
what it's on film. But I'm doing what I can to look my best, and it's a crazy wild ride. Like I said, I never thought I would be that kind of guy, that kind of actor. But when you get the right character, you know, like, okay, well, I want him to look like this. I don't want him to look out of shape or.
Yeah.
this and that and the other. Whether it's the wardrobe, whether it's the body style or whatever. Like I'm willing to do what I can to put together the character the way I envision it,
Mm-hmm.
or the way that Jaysen or Brett or whoever envisions it. But I got to work with them and say, hey, I want to do this, but who's gonna say no on getting in shape?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nope, you're
So,
not allowed to do that.
yeah. So and it was a time in my life when I needed it. I've always wanted an excuse to go to the gym and get in shape, but I've been lazy.
I
But
hate the
finally,
gym.
like, wow, I'm gonna do something that's gonna be like on film forever. I don't want to look like crap when I do it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So,
true. I know for years I've been saying, yeah, I'll start tomorrow. Okay, I'll start tomorrow. Okay, I'm gonna eat
yeah,
everything I want this week, but I will start next week. It's like, it
yeah.
freaking sucks.
And I tell you what, it is so hard to get to the gym that first time, but once you go after a couple of days, you want to go back.
Really?
Like, yeah, you want to go back, but once you stop going, like it is so hard to get the momentum to go back. Like you literally, once you join, just stay going every day, because once you stop, you're gonna hate it. You're
Okay.
gonna hate it. So like I said, like I should be in much better shape right now, but I took 6 months off, and that
Mm-hmm.
6 months was supposed to be 2 weeks,
Yeah.
but it was that I'll go tomorrow. I'll go tomorrow. Like, I'm trying to get in shape right now, and my job is sending me out of town. Like I went to Virginia for 2 weeks, and by the time I was done working, I was so tired I didn't want to go to the gym.
Yeah. It's like the last thing you want to do?
Yeah. So, and it's hard. Like, it's easy when I'm in town and I can go to the gym every night, but when I'm out of town and not on my home turf, it's like or working longer hours, yeah, it's kind of tough to want to do it, but
Mm-hmm.
got to do what I got to do to get that end result.
Yep.
And
That's
like
funny.
I
I
said,
didn't know it was a stripper clown.
yeah. So, like I said, we don't get too far with the stripping.
Mhm.
It's more implied than anything. Like I said,
Implied clown stripping.
yeah. I come out, I kind of wiggle around a little bit. I never take off my pants, but it was more so because we ran out of time.
Hmm.
Yeah, we had to move on. We had more important scenes and dialogue and stuff to shoot. So.
Yeah.
But I've talked to Jaysen. I was like, look, since I didn't get to show my whole character or whatever, I was like, I got this idea for some merchandise I want to put together. It was like, you cool with that? And he's like, oh yeah, dude, go for
Nice.
it. I got to wait until I finish Killer Babe so I can shave the beard so I can put the clown makeup back on.
Yeah.
So, but hopefully between now and then I'll be in better shape. So
Then you'll be like, yeah, look at this
yeah,
shit.
it'll be look good.
That's so
That's plan anyway. That's plan anyway.
Just don't take the 6 months off because then you're never going to want to get back
Yeah,
into it.
yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So.
Oh man. Um, so we're hitting about the end here.
Right.
Is there any well, I guess real quick, is Killer Babes, is that the last thing currently that you're going to be working on, or do you have anything kind of in the future that you know about that you're working on, or?
Yes and no. So I just talked to Brett a couple of days ago, and so yes, Killer Babes is the only thing on my plate at the moment, and I don't necessarily have anything lined up. But Brett hit me up a couple of days ago, and basically the conversation was like, "Hey man, I'm going to be on this podcast in a few days, and I don't want to tell a lie." He was like, "I want to ask you if you'll play a role in this film that I got coming up." And I was just like, of course. Like I think he asked me, he's like, will you play the monster in this film? And I'm like, of course I'll play the monster in
You're
your
like,
film.
yeah.
Like honestly, Brett doesn't even really need to ask that question, but he just kind of, I guess, does it out of politeness.
Yeah,
Brett should just say, oh Shane, by the way, you're doing this on such and such.
exactly.
All he needs to say. So Brett, like when you listen to this or whatever, just remember that. Just call me.
Yeah. Just know that you're playing
Just
this
be
role.
like, Shane, I need you on this day. Do I need to bring anything? Yes or no? That's about it. But yeah, so Brett got
Exactly.
lined up for another monster role.
Ooh.
I don't like I said, I don't know a whole lot about it, so you'll have to ask him about that.
Okay.
But yeah, he just hit me up a couple days ago, just to ask me, just so he wouldn't be lying when he told people, yeah, I've got, Shane to do this and this person to do that and blah, blah, blah.
That's so cute. He's like, I don't want to lie, so will you please be my monster?
Of course I'll be your monster, Brett. Like always, forever.
That's so cool. So you don't know like what kind of monster it's going to be?
No, don't know that. No, don't know kind of monster. He's told me a couple of the talent that he's seeking, which that's interesting.
Uh,
So, but
Man, I want to work with you guys. How fun.
Talking to Brett or Jaysen, I'm sure they would love to have you. You do a fabulous job. It'd be awesome to work with you.
Hell yeah, that would be so cool.
Need to get you out here to North Carolina or us out there to you.
Yeah, I'm good with either. Hell yeah. It'd be a dream to work with you guys. That would be so cool.
Yeah, well, like I said, just keep an eye out on, Brett and Jaysen and their pages, and I know the projects will be popping up again here before too long, and just be like, boom, give it to me.
Yeah, please let me have it.
So,
I'll die. Yeah. I don't care. Kill me if you want to.
Yeah, and Brett would do it. I guarantee it. I guarantee he'd put you in a film and kill you. That'd
be cool. The bloodier, the better. See?
That's right. It's always fun. That's why it's fun to do the horror genre, is just to do the blood gags.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I think the blood stuff is cool, and like all the like nasty stuff. I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah. I mean, nobody goes and like, films a chick flick and like takes 100 pictures on set, but you always do when you filming a horror film and you're covered in blood,
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Cool.
And everybody loves it too. They're like, holy shit, look at that.
That's why there are so many filmmakers in horror, is just because it's just a fun genre to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I get to do monsters and blood and this and that and the other. Like, great way to spend the weekend.
It's like, and horror is never going to die. If anything, it's getting more popular.
Yes. People just need to relax when they watch a horror film. Everybody wants to, pick them apart too much anymore, and say, oh, well, that didn't scare me, or this and that and the other. Well, it's not about the scares anymore. It's about the story, or there's so much more to films, whether you're looking at a horror movie or any kind of movie, a comedy. There's so much more to a film than just essentially what you see at face value.
Mm-hmm.
Like, too many people, the internet is making. Internet's making it bad, giving everybody a voice, and people think that because they have the voice that everybody needs to hear it, and it's just like, no, I don't need to hear you rip apart this movie because you don't like it.
Exactly.
Like, can we just look at it, the fact that it's a really good movie? Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, I feel like if you don't like it, don't watch it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with hearing criticism on our films, but my only comeback is, well, at least you watched it.
There you go.
I'm not expecting everybody to like every film that I do, or whatever, but I just want people to watch them.
Mm-hmm.
Good, bad, or indifferent. I want people to watch them. Maybe you like them, maybe you don't, maybe you love them. Really like it if you love them, but I can't make that happen.
Yeah.
I just want people to watch them, and I'm literally on Facebook every day in all these different horror groups, and people ask a question, hey, what's a good movie to watch on Netflix tonight? Or, well, we're not on Netflix, but what's a good movie? And I'm like, plugging my stuff, Bloody Ballet.
There you go. Hell yeah, that's how you got to do it. Get it out there.
Like, maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't, but maybe you hear it enough times, maybe it'll make you go watch it.
Mm-hmm.
The other day, I answered that. Somebody posted in a group. They're like, hey, what's a movie to watch? And I said Bloody Ballet, and or responded something about it, and this guy came back and he had seen, he said he'd seen pieces of it. I'm like, well, hell yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Even if you haven't seen the whole thing, at least you heard of it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I want more people to hear about my films and hear about me, and hopefully I'll get more projects and work, and see what the future holds.
Yeah.
Tell you what, right now it's a fun ride, and I'm enjoying it, and I want more of it.
Hell yeah.
And, Brett and Jaysen make it a fun ride, so I look forward to them as much as possible.
Yeah, they're both super cool, so I bet it would be awesome to work with them.
Yeah, they're both great guys.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, even like how you're saying, like crappy. I'm not saying that they're crappy movies, but how they're not for everybody. But you said one of your favorite ones is that Zombie Lake one, and you said,
yeah,
people say it's the worst movie ever made, but you love it. So
yeah. Like matter of fact, that like my friend Bill Mulligan, I think he's the one that told me about that movie. But you know that
oh,
him and a lot of other people are like, this is the worst movie ever made. And like you saw the trailer, it's some really
yeah,
bad stuff. It's just you know,
the lake.
painted green, and then the blood is just really red. And then like it's when you sit there and then you want to nitpick it apart, you're going to be like, oh, that makeup sucks, or this, that's what I love about movies. I sit back and giggle because it's so horrible. Like,
Hmm.
to me, that's one of the best movies ever made because it's so hilarious.
Hmm.
But, everybody's got their different opinions on films.
Yeah,
So, like I said, people just need to relax and just take them for what they are. And maybe you like it, maybe you don't, but you don't have to destroy it. Um,
exactly.
Find
Yeah,
something you like about it. Like I said, the people that made Zombie Lake, they thought they were making the best film ever, probably when they made it.
that's true.
It wasn't exactly received that way, but you know,
Hmm.
it's got its own cult status, as it were.
Yeah,
Look at the room. Look at the room. Look what happened with the room. Like that guy
yeah.
thought he was making an Oscar, like an Oscar masterpiece, and it was again one of the most horrible movies ever made. But for people like me, oh God, I loved it. Like
Yep.
the room was fascinating. And if you see the Disaster Artist,
Yes.
like with what was it, James Franco? Was
Uh-huh.
that him? Like,
Yep.
and honestly, personally, nothing against James Franco. I don't like him as an actor. I just don't think he's that great of an actor. But I think he knocked it out of the park playing.
He did
Uh,
good.
what's his name? I can't even
Tommy
think of.
Wiseau.
Yes, he played an excellent job of Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, like I'm a fan of The Room. I love Zombie Lake. So what does that say about me and my taste in films?
That you're not a critic that's an asshole. You'll actually
Yeah,
watch them
yeah.
and you enjoy them.
I just like movies. I like movies. Like, I watch Facebook or every day and people are like, oh, you got to check out Midsummer, or oh, you got to check out this, and you got to check out this popular stuff on Netflix. And I'm like, eh, and I'll just,
Mhm.
find something that nobody's heard of and watch that. Like, eventually I'll get around to watching all that, mainstream stuff, but I'll get around to it when I want to get around to it. Like,
Yep.
I don't know. I'm just kind of weird like that. I don't want to follow the status quo. I want to like go over here and do my thing, and then eventually I'll check that stuff out.
Hmm.
Not that there's anything wrong with it. It's just I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and it's cool, to be able to see movies that are kind of more underground, because
Yeah,
they don't have a huge audience. And so it's awesome. Then you can watch them and then you can recommend them. And then, people like me, I'll pull it up like that Zombie Lake. I'm going to watch it now because you mentioned it. I'd
yeah,
never heard of it.
yeah. And like I mean, there's people out there that know more films than me and have seen more films than me, and are constantly turning me on to new films. And
Hmm.
so there's stuff out there that I haven't heard of, and I'm looking forward to. So it's glad that even in my little bit of knowledge that I can pass some on to you and be like, oh, you haven't seen this, go check this out.
Hmm.
But yeah, like to me that was a great fun film. Like just it's so hilariously bad, but I've always loved the indie stuff, because I mean, like, when you boil it down, like, I mean, you can have the backing of a studio, and that's all fine and great, and everybody wishes they could have that, but you can't.
Yeah.
And me, like, anytime you watch an indie film, of no matter how big or small or great or bad it is, it's like it was some people out there putting out some love, you know
Mhm.
like, this is what I want to do, this is what I love doing, and here's my product. Now it's up to us as the viewer on how we view it, whether we like it or whether we don't. But like I said, a good, bad, or indifferent, it was a whole bunch of people coming together for the love of filmmaking and trying to do the best that they could.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, yeah, everybody's going to see the Avengers and Guardians of the Galaxy, but how many people are going to go out and watch Zombie Lake?
Yep.
I'd rather give a view to Zombie Lake.
Yep.
you know.
Definitely.
So not that Guardians of the Galaxy and the rest of them aren't that great, But like I said, I'll get around to those later when I want to. But I want to find
Hmm.
some hidden gems out
Something
there,
different.
and,
Yeah.
and every once in a while, like it takes a good friend to turn me on to one of those hidden gems.
Hmm.
But yeah, every once in a while, a friend's got to turn me on to one of those. But you know, like I said, they said it was the worst film. I say it's the best film.
Yeah. Yep. Everybody has their own opinions, and it's awesome
Yeah.
that you're not all judgy like a lot of them are. And same,
Yeah.
I'm like you, I'll watch them too, just because I want to see them.
Yeah.
Tubi TV has a lot of films that I've never heard of too.
Yeah. Well,
Tons and tons of horror.
Tubi TV also has both Bloody Ballet and Bombshell Bloodbath on it.
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't know what platforms you saw them, but they are both on there. You know, in case any of your fans haven't seen it, check out Bombshell Bloodbath and Bloody Ballet.
Yeah.
Uh, they're both on Tubi TV and on Amazon Prime right now.
Yep. So the first time I saw Bloody Ballet, I saw it on Amazon Prime, and then recapping today, I watched it on Tubi, and then I found Bombshell Bloodbath. I was like, holy shit, cool! I can watch them both. So I watched them both like back to back today, just to kind of refresh my memory.
Hell yeah, excellent. And you know, I'm glad that. Oh, excuse me. I'm glad that they're both out there and on such a popular platform. Like I love Tubi. Like I found Tubi a couple of years ago, and Tubi has a bunch of those, you know, kind of underground cult classic kind of films. You know, they don't have a lot of the mainstream, real popular stuff. You know, I've learned a bunch of you know films that I've never seen before just by cruising through there looking for something to watch.
Yep. I'm trying to think if I found. So Brett wanted me to watch The Beyond.
Yes.
And I can't remember if I found that on Tubi. I don't know if it was on. Oh, I think it wasn't. I think there was a different Lucio. What's his name?
Lucio Fulci.
Yeah. So Tubi had one of the films, but not The Beyond.
Okay,
So
yeah. Beyond is one of his more popular, so I don't think it would be on that platform. But yeah, like me and Brett recently went and saw The Beyond in Atlanta with Fabio Frizzi doing the soundtrack live while we watched the movie.
Whoa, that's cool.
And like unbeknownst to Brett, I had never seen The Beyond before. So like it was a great experience for me. You know, Brett was, you know, forever influenced by Fabio Frizzi and, you know, his music and soundtrack, as well as Goblin, you know, Fulci and all those directors.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
the Italian
yeah,
horror a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And you can see the influence in Brett's films.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was a very fun. And matter of fact, I think it was it was on that trip home from Atlanta was when it was that night that he did the podcast with you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we had just come from that trip. We had just come home from that trip that night that he did the podcast with you.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I know what you're talking about then.
Yeah, so like a little timeline of where everything timeline of events, recent events anyways. Yeah, that was right before Christmas. That was right before Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, how cool. Well, that'd be cool for your first experience too. If you hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
Go and have the composer. That's awesome.
Yeah, and Brett and I, we were lucky. I kind of managed to get us. So Goblin, the band Goblin, came to Bird Theater in Richmond and did the live score to the movie Deep Red. And so, since Goblin and Deep Red kind of influenced Brett on Bloody Ballet, I ended up getting us, you know, tickets to go see Deep Red in Richmond, where we filmed Bloody Ballet, and I sat there. I was dressed as the killer in the audience the whole time.
Oh, cool!
Pretty badass feeling.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then obviously meeting Goblin, you know, the band afterwards, and it actually played a couple nights before here in Raleigh, and so that's where I ended up talking to him that night, and I was like, oh yeah, you're gonna be in Richmond. I was like, I'm gonna come to that show because, you know, we filmed this movie there. So like I'd already met him once, and then the second time when I met Goblin, I was in costume, so they got a kick out of that.
That's badass. That's cool. Do you have pictures of that?
Yeah, I got a few pictures on my Facebook of.
All right, I'll have to look. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, let everybody know where to find you, your social media pages, your movie, which, the movies, Amazon and Vudu, but just any of where to find you and your projects. Let everybody know how to do that.
Yeah, no problem. I've got a website, www.lonchaney.com. It's a play on the words of Lon Chaney, Man of a Thousand Faces. So I've got, links to all the trailers and stuff, music videos that I've done on my website, couple photo galleries. You can go there and check it out. Also on social media, you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, even the Slasher app, which is a really fun app. If you haven't joined that, like, that's pretty cool. It's kind of like Facebook just for horror fans. But I'm Lon Chaney everywhere, on all the different social media. So just, seek me out. Like I said, it's my website, it's my Instagram, Twitter. I don't use Twitter a whole lot.
Hard.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't either.
And for some odd reason, it, like, you know how you got to pair it with your Instagram account or whatever, so you can, post
Yeah.
across. Somehow it got disconnected or whatever, and I just haven't gone back to reconnect it. So, but yeah, I rarely do anything on Twitter, but everybody can find it there. Twitter, Instagram, Slasher, my website, lonchaney.com. So, check me out.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on. This is really fun, and I was super excited to get you on. I know we kept having to reschedule, and it's like I'm just so glad we finally got to do it.
Yes, and Rhiannon, thank you so much for having me on. It's been a blast and a pleasure, and I can't wait. I can't wait till this is released to the public.
Yeah, me either. I will.
It's been a lot of fun, and in case you haven't noticed, I hadn't stopped smiling the whole time.
Oh, me either. I know. I'm all blushing. It was super, super, super fun. So I definitely want to do it again. Especially
Yes.
when you kind of get Frightening Babes. When you start,
Yes.
We'll have to talk about that and Kill Giggles and.
Yeah, definitely. So maybe we could talk again about May or June or something. Either maybe right before we do Killer Babes or right after. Because
Yeah.
I think, if I remember correctly, I think Jaysen wants to do the release of the world premiere of Kill Giggles sometime at the end of May.
Oh, okay.
So maybe we could do something around then. Having just filmed Killer Babes, Kill Giggles just came out, so I don't know. We'll figure something out. We'll get something planned.
Oh yeah, that'll be great. So I
Yeah.
real quick want to thank Crazy Ink Publishing. So I don't know if everybody knows that I am an author as well. So I have. Thank you. So
yes, I can't wait up some of your books.
So Broken Halo is my first one, and then Broken Halo Blood Curse just released. So that's the second one in the sequel. I will have a third one coming out in January. I'm not sure the date yet, though. But both of those are on Amazon. So I want to thank Crazy Ink Publishing for publishing my books and taking me on. Matthew Price Thompson with MPT Graphics for doing my graphic art for the show. Chris Atella for doing some of my intro and outro music, also some of the promo sounds that I'll be releasing with little promos here and there. I haven't done all of it yet, but I'll get stuff uploaded as the show kind of goes on. I want to thank Johnny Daggers for music, logo, art, and my intro as well. My Indie Productions for having me as a featured artist and also getting me connected to a lot of other artists and actors and directors, and it's just a really cool page and community, and they're really cool guys. I think that's how I met Jaysen as well.
Okay, yeah, I've been meaning to join my indie artist page, but my biggest thing is, like, I hate writing bios, so like that's the only why I haven't done it yet. But yes, that is a great community. I love everybody in there, and it's funny how, like, a lot of the people that you see are North Carolina filmmakers. Jason's in there, Brett's in there. Like, my slow lazy ass needs to get in there.
You need to get in there. Yeah, they're so good with promoting, and that's actually how I met Brett as well. Was through them.
Okay, yeah. Indie Production is a great community.
Yes, so you got to get in there because they're awesome.
Yes.
I also want to thank, also a page to check out as well. He's a fellow podcaster. I used to co-host with him, Horror with Sir Sturdy. So he's on Facebook. I don't think he's on Instagram, but he's Facebook, Twitter. I think he's starting YouTube. He's on Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, all of that. So he's a horror podcaster, which
Okay.
right before I filmed with you, I was on his show. So
Oh, very nice.
yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. So
Well,
he's super cool.
look forward to checking out the show.
Yeah, definitely. You'll like it. He's got some cool stuff on there too.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And I want to give a thanks to my friend Bud Vino for always being there to help me with kind of knowing what to do next with shows and keeping me upbeat and just being there. He's a great guy. He has it's called Custody Lives Matter. So he's I don't know quite if it's I don't think it's just podcasting. I believe, they have Facebook pages, YouTube videos, and he's just been in the whole radio business for such a long time. So he's involved with so many things.
All right.
Yeah. So he's a good one to check out too. And then just, all of my friends, family, followers, just everybody that supports me. I thank everybody. And again, I thank you so, so, so much for coming on. I can't wait to do it again.
Thank you so much, Rhiannon. I can't wait to come on and do it again as well.
Yay. Thank you. All right. And I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Good night.
All right. Good night.